I try not to speak in absolutes too much because when I was younger, my dad told me that only idiots do that. But this is idiot mystic. So let me share something that might sting a little. I think there are two kinds of men in this world. Men who protect life and men who destroy it. Not with weapons, not with war, but with their presence. And I've been around enough of both. Fighters, bouncers, soldiers, contractors, fathers, sons, to know exactly which is which. I've lived in locker rooms that smelled like fear disguised as confidence. I've stood behind men who could kill you with their bare hands but wouldn't hurt a fly. I've also watched grown men scream at their children as if the child owed them something for being born. So today we're talking about masculinity, not the TikTok version, not the insecure performance, not the brand. I'm talking about the real thing and the counterfeit. I fought professionally, as I've mentioned before, just kind of annoying to say over and over again. I've bounced at clubs a few times to make ends meet and listen to the music for free. I've spent late nights and days hanging out with soldiers and contractors, real ones, men who have seen more than a human being should ever see. And I've been surrounded by honorable men who carried themselves like the world wasn't an enemy, but a responsibility. Real masculinity, the kind I learned from the best men I've known, looks nothing like the fake dominance being sold online. It looks like a man who's comfortable with himself, a man who can laugh, who can play, who knows life isn't a perpetual battlefield, a man who offers help without keeping score, a man who takes disrespect seriously but handles it calmly, like someone who knows his worth without needing to announce it. A man who can look at someone different and think, I see value in your way of living, even if it's not my way. A man who protects his partner, his mother, his children, not by smothering them, not by controlling them, but by preparing them for the harshness of the world without becoming a source of that harshness himself. That's the divine masculine, and it's rarer than it should be, at least from my perspective. I wasn't always this version of myself. For a long time, I was constantly tense, on alert, looking for threats, imagining that other men were trying to prove something over me, carrying the seriousness of older men I grew up around, men who were emotionally starved and didn't realize they were starving everyone around them too. You could say I inherited that posture, that hardness, that suspicion, and I wore it like armor, even when it was hurting the people I cared about. Then meditation cracked something open. Mushrooms cracked it open further. And the women in my life, meditation teachers who saw through me, helped me understand something uncomfortable. My alertness wasn't strength, it was a wound. And when I found out I was becoming a father at 19, a few months shy of my 20th birthday, it became impossible to pretend otherwise. Because children are mirrors that don't know how to lie to you. I've seen fathers fight their grown sons out of insecurity. I've seen men brag about emotionally destroying women as if pain is a currency. I've seen men raise children through terror, hoping fear will turn into discipline. I've watched men drink themselves into monsters, then blame the bottle for what they revealed. I've seen men hit their wives, men hit their kids, men hit their friends, men who talked about respect while behaving in ways that deserved none. This kind of masculinity is a sickness, a wounded ego inflated to the point of violence. It's nothing but fear wearing a costume. But I've also had the privilege of seeing the other kind. Men who fought in wars but speak softly, men who lived through beatings but parent gently, men who survived childhood horrors and refused to pass those horrors down. Men who know that kindness is the highest expression of strength. Men who can crush you with a punch, but choose compassion instead, because they've already learned that pain is easy, but gentleness takes skill. These men, they're the blueprint. They don't perform masculinity, they embody it. Over time, I realized something simple. We are all just children who grew up and still want to have a good time on the playground that is life. Some of us were nurtured, some of us were abandoned. Some of us grew under harsh suns that hardened us too quickly. But the core is the same. Men are not broken. Usually they're uninitiated. They were told to be strong before they were ever taught to be human. Strength now means something else to me. It means being there for people without expecting behavior in return, showing up without an ulterior motive, knowing when to be gentle, asking people how they feel, protecting without controlling, leading without dominating, feeling anger without weaponizing it, having the power to harm and choosing not to. And yes, when the moment comes where violence is the only option, I don't hesitate. But my truth is that most fights aren't worth fighting, and most men fight because something inside them is begging to be understood. There's a spiritual root to this wound. Men have carried pressure since the beginning of civilization. Pressure to provide, pressure to protect, pressure to be stoic, the pressure to be unbreakable. But pressure without nurturing turns into a fractured ego, a diseased masculine that misfires in all directions, a man who yells when he should listen, a man who hits when he should breathe, a man who tries to dominate because he has no idea how to belong. These are wounded children in grown bodies. If you're listening to this, whether you're a man or someone who's loved or feared men, I think I have something hopeful to say. You don't have to be the flawed masculine, because your destiny is to become the divine, the one who protects, nurtures, and safeguards, the one who knows when to be steel and when to be water, the one who holds life gently, not by force, but by presence. You are so much more than the stereotypes you were handed. You were never meant to be a monster. You're meant to be a mountain, not something that crushes others, but something that people can safely lean against. So I think this is what I've learned from fighters, soldiers, fathers, sons, and from myself. Real masculinity is not loud. It's not boastful. It's not fragile. And it's not afraid of softness. Real masculinity is the calm that protects the storm. And if you've fallen into flawed masculinity, you can still climb out. Because you weren't born broken, only unfinished. And the world needs you, the real you, now more than ever.